find there are people who are in the villages and they're still, they want to still air out their issues. So if you make it centralized, it will be a bit difficult. You will start demoralizing people because the moment you start picking individuals, that's one. If you take an individual to, let's say, a position of leadership, and for example, there are people who have not seen this person, for example, on the streets, that's one. Two, you'll not know how you're going to arrive at these leaders. What criteria will you use? There are people who are not on these platforms, but will definitely form good leaders. So there are people who are doing these demonstrations out there, outside social media. So we have people on Twitter, we have people on TikTok, we have people on Instagram and all other platforms. And then we have people who are not in any social media, but they are still agitating for their rights, but they can also make good leaders. But how democratic will be that process if you decide to do it right now? So those one will not get a chance to, they'll definitely be demoralized. So that's why you also do not need to have the leaders, because I still believe those people who are pushing to have a leader are definitely infiltrators. Then another issue is when you pick leaders right now, the movement has just started moving. If you pick leaders right now, you are likely to pick people who are state infiltrators, people who are from the wrong side of the system that will now be in the position of leadership, and are definitely going to give the information to the people that are not supposed to get that information. And if you look at someone, there are people who are on the timeline who have started changing the tune. They have changed. They have not even sought justice for the people who are killed, but they are already singing the tune of the system, which is definitely oppressing people. Then the other thing you have to realize is this: these guys, if you want to beat a dictator or people who are rogue, you need to think like them, then think better than them to beat them. So these are people who base their own political ideology on tribal lines. The moment you pick leaders and they see like 2-3 people are from a specific region, now they'll push the tribal card very hard. They will send those mercenaries that they send every morning to come and attack the whole movement based on tribe. They'll start saying this community has gotten more people, that community have gotten more people, and then it becomes a tribal thing. That is also another card that they'll throw at you. Then you need to understand there's also this issue I saw of forming a political party. You need to understand another thing. When you form a political party right now, they'll start treating you as politicians, not as citizens who are agitating for change. You form a political party right now, you now become politicians who now they'll have the ability to call you some elites, or rather people who want to overthrow a government. So you are not citizens who are agitating rights. Now you become people who are plotting a coup. And we are here just trying to push for accountability, because another thing you need to understand is when this movement started, people needed change. They didn't really need to get CS positions, etc. That these people are telling you, fraud someone to go and sit there. We didn't want that. We wanted these guys to be accountable, to tell us they'll do this and do the things that they promised. So they did not deliver these things. So we are pushing them to deliver. So we do not want really to get there. We want them to appoint people who have integrity and can deliver these things, which is not something that should be had. Now, another thing that you also need to understand is that if you let the government keep chasing ghosts, it's easier for them not to be able to get one person. But if you don't, but if you appoint these leaders, then it will be easier to get these people, and they will definitely either buy them or they will silence them permanently if they cannot buy them. So the greatest weapon we have against people who are rogue, that is, and they are definitely killing Kenyans, abducting them. It is the ability to be leaderless and civic education. Those are the two things and the two most powerful weapons that we have. Then another thing that we have not addressed, I've seen Kenyan Germans talking about low numbers in the spaces, etc. You need to understand there are two things. When you are fighting a war, it's both mental and then physical on the field. That is the protest. So the government has sent the police officers who have been brutalizing people. That is intended to kill you mentally. People are being murdered. It is affecting most people mentally. And if you want to understand the impact of that, it is intended to bring the women who are coming on the street off the streets, because most women are emotionally easily affected emotionally, so they will not want to keep coming out. But you need to also encourage those people that they are still agitating for their rights. And as much as we push this, they also need to understand that they can also do the other work of online, sharing posters of probably people who have been abducted, people are missing, they can still participate in that way. So just encourage them to be a part of the whole thing, but they need to also understand that we need to also understand that people also need that support when it comes to the mental aspect of it, because these are the people are agitating for their rights. And the abuse of human rights is one of the leading causes of mental health challenges. And as someone who also advocates for mental health advocacy in itself, I am one person who is going to the street because I can see this brutality. I can feel the pinch. So as a person, I joined this movement because I feel this thing affecting me.
Thank you. Hold there.
Thank you.
Ndego Advocate, you were to raise some issues on the petition. You have petitioned the is it the impeachment of the presidency? And then there was, yes, go on. The mic is yours now.